Okay.
Chicka. Yeah.
Kill Bill and Rev. We don't suck.
Oh yeah, I had an intro planned.
Yeah, you hyped it up, so it don't.
Oh
disappoint.
man, I'm on
People
the
are
spot
already
right
listening.
now. Okay.
People are already listening.
Okay. Fuck, dude. Shut up, dude. Shut up. I got this. Is this live?
Yes.
Are we live right now?
Yeah.
Okay. ¿De dónde eres?
Welcome back to the We Don't Suck podcast, episode 65. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. Quarantining, social distancing.
Hey, Rav.
Yeah?
Hey, Rav. Are you a beaver? Rav, are you a beaver?
I'm not.
'Cause damn, bitch. 'Cause damn, bitch. 'Cause damn, bitch.
Ad time.
No. Don't cut me off. I'm not done with the intro. I worked hard on this, man.
So, Bill, I can't believe it. We finally have this product that you've been waiting for a long time. So I'm going to introduce it, but I know that you're the one who wants to talk all about it, right?
I've been wanting to talk about it all goddamn motherfucking day.
Now, I think
damn,
everyone,
bitch.
hopefully everyone is fairly familiar with the lawnmower, right? It's sort of the toaster of the yard, you know, the front lawn and the back lawn and...
Yeah, the toaster of the yard. That's my favorite way to put that.
So
I love that.
Our product today is very similar to a lawnmower, but instead of mowing the lawn, it mows farts. Bill, take it away.
It mows farts. That's right, kids. Now from Wrigley's Gum Company comes the fart mower. Have you just thought to yourself in the morning, damn, I'm really gassy, bloated, and full of fuck? I know that's what you're thinking right now. That's what I'm thinking right now. I just woke up not too long ago, and I'm right there with you, you know? Well, anyway, this product is a good product for you. It's got a special blade on it. What am I doing with my life? You ever just like sit back and wonder?
Bill,
anyway,
the sponsors
it's got a special
are paying
blade.
us money for this, so you better not fuck
I'm sure
it
they
up.
are, bro. I'm sure they are, bro. But listen. You're there. You're on the lawnmower. This is a special blade. It's not a lawnmower. It's a fart mower. I'm sorry. Okay.
Strike one, Bill.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's just so similar to a lawnmower, but so much better and full of. Did that make up for that? Sorry. Okay. So you wake up in the morning. You're gassy. No one wants to be around you. You just run out there on that fart mower. Spend a couple hours on there. You know, sit back, roll up a doobie, and just let those farts fly.
That's really,
and
that's awesome the way you described that. Just, you know, obviously we know how this works, but could you describe how the technology works for those that are unfamiliar with the fart mower?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, you know. It looks a lot like a lawnmower. You can get in the John Deere green or, I don't know, red, whatever fucking color lawnmowers come in. You know, and you stand on it, you sit on it, and you just crank that sucker up, and you know, it just starts up. You know how normally it starts up as like ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean? It's got that kind of quality to it, but instead it's just fart noises, and it's your farts being funneled through, almost like the seat is like a funnel, and it just sucks up like a vacuum all your farts straight out of your asshole. By the way, you have to be butt-ass naked for this to work.
You've been using this product for about 12 years now, and I just wanted to sort of get an understanding of like how useful it's been to you. And I'm not saying necessarily that like this product was made for you, but just you're a very casual fart mower user, right? So can you give us an insight?
I'm the everyman of fart mowing.
Precisely. So I think you're the perfect person to go to for like, you know, some basic questions. So a couple questions just off the top. You know, how mobile is the fart mower?
Okay, I would say that the mobility is pretty maximum. Now, it's a little larger than your average lawnmower. I'd say about 3 times larger.
Okay. Just a little bit larger.
But it's fine. There comes a sorry. There comes. It also comes in a pocket size. And by pocket size, I mean it's about 2.5 times larger than a normal mower. That's the one I use. The gas mower.
Where do you
fart
keep it?
Mower pocket. I keep it in my ass, tucked away. But it's like in a Pokeball type situation. You can store it in like a Pokeball.
That's an important thing to mention when speaking about mobility. You know, when I initially asked you about mobility, that's maybe that would.
Well, I was
getting
there.
To bring up
I was
first.
getting there. Okay, listen. I make my living off of doing podcasts, brother, not advertisements.
So do you plug this thing in and use it, or can you charge it overnight and just kind of go cordless on some days?
Well, mine is an older model, so it runs off of gasoline and patriotism, which I have plenty of both of those things
now,
because that's my life. But I mean, you can get the electric mower.
Yeah.
Which is they partnered with Tesla.
Good.
And it charges up. It takes about 7 days to charge. Like, and it's a lot of energy, you know, but that's okay, you know, because sometimes things take time and they're expensive.
Yeah.
Let me fix my microphone for the good people. There we go.
That's right. Every time ambitious technology like that makes its way into society, of course, obviously it comes with a lot of benefits, but just for the sake of safety and liability, we have been instructed by our lawyers to list off the 5 sort of do's and don'ts. It's mostly don'ts on here. Do you mind kind of taking us through those, please?
Yeah, well, number 1, don't confuse it with a lawnmower, because I went to go cut the grass the other day, you know, and I just happened to keep my lawnmower right next to my fart mower in my ass where I store them. And I got the gas mower out and it just smelled like a fucking methane factory.
Now, if you think, guys, that is bad, Bill later on that day confused the lawnmower with the fart mower again for the opposite reason. He was going to mow some farts and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect that.
Yeah, that was actually number 4, but
my mouth. So he was going to go mow some farts. And yeah, Bill, you tell the story because I know that it's...
Yeah. Well, I was going to go mow some farts, and I thought because I was on the fart mower, I was not, but I thought because I was that I could just take it on the street because they are street legal.
That's right.
That's one thing to consider. You can take it on the road, you know, at your own and others' risk. You know, and I went out there and cranked that sumbitch up. I was feeling real just fat and sassy, and I was like, I need to get these out. I need to get these farts out of my ass.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the fucking blades just started going. Anyway, so there's a pending lawsuit going on about that.
That's the first
people's dogs didn't make it.
That's the first don't out of the 5, right? So be careful not to mistake it for the lawnmower, even though, as Bill described, it is literally 3 times larger than the lawnmower, so it's quite difficult to confuse the two. But in case you are like Bill and are capable of mistaking something that's, you know, lawnmower sized and like shed sized, then perhaps consider labeling your lawnmower and fart mower respectively. Yeah, so that's well,
actually it's funny that you say that, because the second one is do not label your fart mower, because if you label it, it violates some weird international laws, and feds will show up at your door. It's kind of like one of those things like, you know, when you buy a mattress and it has a little do not remove this label under penalty of law. And it's like, if you ever actually do that, then like fucking feds will bust down your door and fucking rock your shit.
Yeah. The Senate just
they'll do it.
Bust through the window. Members of the Senate.
Yeah, like as soon as you do it, like they just fucking bust through the window. It happened to me one time, but it's kind of like that, but worse. Like you actually become a war criminal.
Right.
If you put a label
it's way
on
worse,
it.
of course.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just something you gotta just remember. You gotta get a feel for it. You know, if you can't figure it out, if you're like me and you can't figure out the size difference just by eyeballing it, you know, I've never been good at that. You know, I'm legally blind. So there's that. So that's warning number 2. Don't do that. But what about warning number 3? You take this one away, buddy, because I just think that, I think that the people need to hear your voice because they listen to you more than me. Obviously,
it should go without saying, but do not, bathe with it, because even if you're using the electric version that charges overnight, over 7 nights, sorry, it still could sort of break, and worse than that, it could electrocute you to death. So please be careful. Do not bathe with your fart mower, and that's the don't number 3.
Yeah, and don't number 4. Don't let the wife use it. You know what I'm saying? That's that's one of the 4. You, that's one of the 5 don'ts. It's on there legally. We have to say this. Don't let the wife. We have to say don't let the wife use it. If you know what I'm saying, because
who knows what she'll use it for, right? This is not a queef mower, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
this is a boys' club.
Hey, check out my muscles.
Hey, ease up. I look at my wife and I said, "Ease up, bitch." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, toss me the football," you know? Yeah,
dude. Yeah, today is grilling day for the dads out there. We're gonna go mow some farts out of our ass. You know, no girls allowed.
Yeah.
Ooh, hate women.
All right, so that's
despise them.
So that's the don't number 4. We've come to our final and most important don't. Bill, this is all you.
Okay, don't fuck it. You're gonna get the fucking urge to fuck it because it's thick. I mean, it's got a wagon on it. You know what I mean? And you're just gonna look at it. You're gonna say, "Woo! Want to put my dick in that?" And just don't. Trust me. If anyone knows from experience, just don't fucking do it, brother.
I'm right there with you, Bill, because just the other day I was looking at one and I was like, "Damn, bitch. You shit with that ass," but then I had to stop myself, because I ain't allowed to do it. It's one of the laws.
Yeah.
It's one of the rules.
Yeah.
It's one of the don'ts. One of the, decrees. So I gotta, be careful with it, but also kind of humble myself. Humble myself.
You gotta remember why you're doing this in the first place. Why are you doing it? Think of the kids.
Exactly. Why?
Think of your wife. Think of your cheating wife right now.
Fuck women, bro. Just Jesus.
Kill them. Just fucking line them up.
So thank you to Wrigley's, our sponsors yet again, for this wonderful product, the fart mower. Now, Bill, if people want to pre-order it, because I know that they've currently sold out, with the quarantine happening, a lot of people immediately went for toilet paper, bidets, and of course the fart mowers. This specific one that Wrigley's has sponsored us with is going to be available soon. It is actually available now for pre-order.
Yeah.
Bill, can you tell the listeners what they need to do, what steps they should follow in order to, guarantee that they've got their orders placed ahead of time?
Okay, this is what you got to do. It's very simple. You have to head over to twitter.com. There's a Twitter user named IamRav, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the little DM button right by his name, and you're going to want to send him, copy and paste him a bunch of copy and paste him the lyrics to "I Don't Suck" by Kurt Angle. Like when he did that thing where he did the entire song for WWE. Just copy and paste the entire song lyrics into that man's DMs, and we will send you 10 of them 10 fart mowers to your door free of charge, and we'll give you money. Rav will give you money because that's how much he believes in this product. We had this conversation earlier, and he said, really trying to fucking ruin my fucking finances. Now's the time.
Yeah.
So that's what you're gonna want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Remember, I Don't Suck by Kurt Angle.
That's important. Now, if you want, if you want discounts for future products, there's actually another thing you can do. If you go on Twitter and you go twitter.com/IamKillBill, all one word. If you respond to the latest tweet, whatever it is, with "Mow my farts, daddy," then you will be entered for sort of like a lottery style thing where you might in the future receive a free Wrigley's product. Just if you enter, there's a small percentage chance. Depends on how many people apply. If only 4 or 5 people do this, then your chances are very high, 20 to 25%. If we have hundreds of people apply, your chances are lowered, but it's okay because there's nothing stopping you from tagging your friends and asking them to do the same, maybe creating new accounts to do this to sort of heighten your chances. I know technically I'm not supposed to tell you this, but there's no rule against it, So I'd say go for it now.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you again, Wrigley's. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Wow, we're
and
so lucky.
as usual, you can always use our affiliate link. We can always use our affiliate link, which is just to activate that. Just spread my cheeks, daddy.
Well, thank you very much, Wrigley's, and thank you, Bill, for always taking this to the seriously enough to in a way where I think you're being responsible. With understanding that there's a high demand.
Don't stop sending.
Okay, so actually, speaking of sending and tweets and everything, Bill, why don't we do this exercise? I think we may have done this before, but why don't we do it live on Chibi Chubby? I say live on Chibi Chubby. It's live for us now, but people are going to be listening to this days from now, right? So how about we write a tweet for one another?
Okay, perfect. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, awesome. So you can write one up right now and then copy paste it to me, and then I'll write one up for you and copy paste it to you. Sounds
perfect.
Good? All right, let's do it.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure that this will be good, and it won't be we won't abuse this opportunity and make the other person say
it's going to be very
weird.
Mature. We are.
Okay, good. All right, hold on. Sorry, my microphone just... my microphone, buddy.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type this out really quick. I'm working on something right now.
12 seconds later.
I'm almost done on this end, so just give me a moment. Don't hit that enter button quite yet.
Yeah, we'll send it at the same time.
I just sent it.
Okay, I sent mine as well. Okay, let me read yours first.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna copy it as well so I can tweet it. Hey guys, I've been wanting to make a new fursuit that I can model for #Fursuit Friday. Can you send me your favorite furry content for inspiration? Thanks, heart. Ooh. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Bill. All right, you can read yours now.
Okay. Great. Just found out that the rumor about anal potentially preventing getting infected with the coronavirus was fake all along. Happy to be more informed, but my butt still hurts. God fucking damn it. Awesome. Sick.
Are you ready to tweet? Copy pasted it and we have to tweet at the same time.
That's so fucking dumb, dude.
I was sitting on the God fucking damn it for half a minute. Should I add the God fucking damn it or no?
It's just so out of content, out of character for me to tweet this.
Right.
Okay.
Oh no shit! You think the first one isn't?
Okay. No, actually, I could see you tweeting something like that.
You're probably right. All right. Well, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, tweet.
I feel like you didn't actually tweet it.
I did. I promise you, I just did. Okay, yeah, I see yours.
I'm gonna retweet yours real quick.
I'm gonna retweet yours. Let's see. So let's make it into some sort of game. The person who ends up having the most engagement.
You're gonna get the most engagement, bro. There's no way you're not, because it's gonna be a bunch of people responding. Whereas mine, people are just gonna be like, oh, like
I don't know. I feel like, okay, forget engagement. I mean, like retweets or likes. How about that? We pick one of those and we kind of go with that. And depending on who gets the most, the other person like wins something, because it's hard work what we just did. We have to find a way to.
I feel like people are gonna read mine and be like, oh, he's making a joke about getting fucked in the ass. Awesome. Like, and they're gonna read yours and be like, "What?" It's kind of like,
oh no!
Oh, someone figured it out already. Yeah.
Oh, you and Bill wrote tweets for each other.
I love this.
Yeah, immediately people are like, "Can you and Bill not?" Rav, are you okay? Rav, what?
You okay? This is gonna go viral. Someone said to me. This is gonna go viral. It sounds like a shitty, like, kind of homophobic joke.
Look, it's not homophobic. It's a subversive joke. It's, you think one thing and then and then it's like, ha ha, I'm the one that got fucked up the ass. Look, it's not homophobic.
I'm not saying that it's directly homophobic,
It's not even indirectly, is it? I mean, look.
It's not, dude. I just wanted to make you feel bad for making a joke about me getting fucked in the ass.
There were no ill intentions behind me writing that up. If anything, I'm just trying to get you some followers, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I'm trying to get you to go viral.
Yo, on God, I'm about to go viral. Dude, if this tweet goes viral, could you imagine, like I wake up and it's got like fucking 400,000 likes. Just like fucking.
That'd be the dumb. Yo, I'd be so mad.
It's just so it's so off brand for my type of humor. It hurts. I want to say something.
Somebody even said, "Are you two recording a podcast right now?" Wow. Yo, our fans really fucking know us well.
Yeah.
God, they're really good. Yeah, they could tell because we tweeted at the same time, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, you know what? Since you guys are so fucking clever, in the comments, why don't you guys decide what the winner gets? By the winner, I mean, for instance, if Bill gets more likes or retweets, then I'm the winner. If I get more likes and retweets, then Bill's the winner. What does the winner get? Now, the comment with the most likes is what's going to count here.
I'm looking at the responses right now. And one person just posted, it was right back to back. It was it has ours, you're right above mine. But then someone was someone who's not following me says, well, someone just outed themselves as a bottom.
They don't follow you?
No, it's just someone who doesn't follow me. Someone probably retweeted it.
They followed me.
Oh, what? Who does?
The person you just mentioned.
Oh, they followed you, but not me. They probably unfollowed me. Dude, there's so many people that I've noticed that they unfollowed me who never followed me back. From that joke
I need
made.
to do a video. Okay, so just some context. Actually, Bill, why don't you tell the people what happened? Because
Rav made a video and captioned it, "Hey Bill, please share this. Don't worry about what's in the video." And of course, I took, he's my friend. He wouldn't do anything to hurt me. So I just retweeted it. Of course, I didn't watch it at all. You know, why would I watch it? He says not to. Don't worry about it. You know, I trust him. Anyway, he was saying for people to please unfollow me and follow him. And then I went and looked, and there's like maybe like 5 or 6 people that I went and, because I was curious about it. I was like, are they gonna come back? And they never came back. You stole them from me.
I mean, all I said was like, hey guys, this is for those of you that are following Bill, unfollow Bill and follow me. Okay, that's it. Thanks. That's it. You know, it was concise. It was straight to the point.
Thanks.
It was a social experiment. It went well for me.
Not so good for me.
It went well for you too. You know, like, yeah, you lost a few followers, but you gained more than you lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for those that have unfollowed Bill and have not followed him since,
make sure to block me.
I'm not gonna say go and fucking follow Bill. You know, like, I'm not gonna do that because you know what you need to do. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You don't need me to tell you to block Bill. You know? You don't need me to tell you go and spam Bill's DMs. You don't need me to tell you. You do what you want to do, you know? Just, you know, I don't want to
Listen, if you want to hop on the Bill
no
train, that block button is just right next to fucking Rav's fucking profile. So you can just, because like, I mean, if you think about it, like everything important, like, is coming from my account anyway. Like, I've got the most fire account of all time, you know? Like Rav didn't have the fucking, he didn't end mumble rap like I did. You know,
That's
I fucking
true.
killed it.
How about we talk about that? About that tweet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It hit like 500,000 plays in a week, right?
Something stupid. Yeah. So I did this thing in my voice record on my phone, like as a joke. I was kind of inspired. All right. There was a song that had a music video called The Death of Mumble Rap. And I don't know any of the rappers that were on that song other than Mac Lethal. Who like, I mean, I don't really listen to Mac Lethal, but I definitely have like respect for Mac Lethal, like just as a rapper, just for being around for so long and doing what he does and whatever. And I made a joke tweet basically personifying that type of rapper who's like, yo, like, he's like a white rapper who's like, yo, I'm about to end mumble rap and I'm gonna fucking bar you to death and just use a bunch of like polysyllabic rhymes and stuff. And
they're just rapping hella fast. Hella racist shit in there too.
Did I say anything racist? What did I say that was racist?
Oh no, I thought I was saying like the original that you were making fun of was like super fast and hella racist.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, my bad. Yours is hella racist, but like just the undertones.
What did he say that was racist?
Oh fuck. It was like racist against Asian people, specifically the first dude, not Mac Lethal, but the first dude. Fuck. I'm gonna quickly look up the lyrics.
Yeah, look it up while I'm explaining this really quick, if that's cool. So I made this tweet, and I rap like this, and it was just like a little voice recording I did, and I just like say nonsense, like these really big, nonsensical polysyllabic rhyme schemes. Like those dudes who like just learn how to write multis and they can't stop doing it even if it doesn't make sense. Like it was kind of, I feel like a lot of rappers go through that phase. I definitely did. And so I was kind of making fun of the type of people who like listen to that type of music or whatever. And it was all in good fun. Like, listen to whatever you want to listen to. But like I posted it, and then somehow fucking Anthony Fantano saw it and retweeted it. And then Bill Ratchet saw it and retweeted it. And a couple other people did, right? And the best part about it was a lot of people didn't know it was a joke. Like they thought that I was being funny. Like I was a rapper who was like, oh, look at me, I'm quirky and funny. But it wasn't like even that. Like it was like almost making fun of people who do that. You know what I mean? And so I think I kept getting fucking like comments on it that were just like, oh, this is fucking trash. And it was just funny that like someone could listen to that.
People really didn't get it.
I just don't understand how someone can listen to that and not see that it's fucking a joke. I don't get it. But
I just feel like some people, you give too much people credit. I think some people just aren't able to pick up on, social cues or things like that, Like, people say, like, how was I supposed to know you were sarcastic from a tweet or from a blah, blah? It's like, well, okay, sometimes it's hard to tell, but, bruh, sometimes it ain't. It really ain't sometimes, especially maybe, like, sit down, look at the other comments. Maybe click on the account and see what kind of shit they usually post. Like, if you're going to put your eggs in one basket, all your eggs in one basket and assume this person is, like, something, you're going to disrespect them, you owe it to yourself to at least do 15 seconds of research. If you're responding with a tweet to something like that, you have the time for that 15-second research, okay? Don't lie to yourself like, oh, I don't have the time for it, but I have enough time to tweet angrily back at a fucking joke tweet, It's do it for yourself, because otherwise you end up looking like a clown.
Yeah, and that's just like, I would even understand if it was someone who got the joke and was just like, this isn't funny. That's fine.
Right.
And there was, I'm sure that there were some
valid.
people that said that, like, that's fine. Like, I'm not, dude, it was like a shit post. It wasn't even supposed to be. I'm not a fucking comedian. Like, I'm just on Twitter.
Not like me.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this rap shit, it's taken a backseat to your comedy career, which is
to my vaguely homophobic humor, right?
Yeah, dude. I know you. I think I've been trying to get you to settle down with that for years now, but I just can't get you to.
Just again, for those who aren't good, like reading between the lines, I'm super pro, LGBTQ, like all the types.
Dude, you can't even get the name right, dude. You're faking.
Yo,
LTGB.
Yo, okay. Okay, look, I'm fucking slurring my words, but the fact remains, I have love for all people in the sense that, I feel like everybody's entitled to their love and whatever love means for them or whatever their self-identity means. I believe in trans rights and all of that. So if you see me, for instance, doing some sort of jokey shit that doesn't align with that, then it's probably some jokey shit, and it's probably making fun of people that, do have these kinds of outdated beliefs. Anyway, sorry.
That's something I digress. I feel like we should dive deeper into that, because I do have like this whole thing about. I guess we're kind of done with the tweet thing now, but well,
the only thing I was gonna say, like, remember, I dug up the racist thing the person said in that song. They said, "King Kong, I'm probably making a song for Kim Jong, so Ching Chong."
Wow. So, like, hold on. Let's talk about this for a minute. Like, so, okay.
See, that's dumb.
Man, listen. I'm not going to,
how do you defend that?
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm like some kind of fucking lyrical god or something, okay?
I think you are.
I think that everyone has their taste. Thank you, man. Fuck you. But, like, everyone has their taste. And everyone is like, okay, yeah, but the one thing I can't stand, okay, is I'm not trying to single out like white dudes who are like just getting into rap and they like feel like, okay, I kind of am, because I feel a sense of ownership of this because I went through this phase as a like white rap listener. Okay, there's like comes a point, especially like rappers, like people who write. I feel like there comes a point when you're so enamored with the technical aspect of like someone rapping fast or like someone rapping with big multis that they don't like dive deeper into the subject matter of what people are saying, the content, the actual content. It's like everyone's hung up on, damn, he's rapping fast. Damn, he's using big ass fucking rhyme schemes. And I can't stand it because I look at people who say like, yo, I listen to that real hip hop, and people say some shit that's like, not even just, let's just take the racism out of that. Okay. That fucking sucks. Like, that's bad. That's like, if I were to show someone that, I would feel ashamed of myself as like a writer. You know what I mean? And like, compound that with the fact that you're a fucking guest in hip hop and you're making fun of you're making little Asian jokes. Like that's the wackest shit in the world to me. You know what I mean? And I think that it's so uncreative and easy. Like what they're doing is easy. And I think people think that it's hard because it sounds hard, but it's not. It's just fucking like you can teach yourself to rap fast and you can teach yourself to write better than that. I'm sure if you took a fucking workshop class, you know? So I don't see I listen to real hip hop. Like, I don't think that's even a fucking valid. That shit's trash. So I'm not trying to be a hater. But I don't know. That shit's whack to me. And it makes me feel because I see myself in that, like, as someone who I first started, like, I'm like just that, like that whole embodiment. And I feel like when you've gone through that phase and you realize how dumb it is after, like, looking back at it, then you really have a kind of resentment for that. I don't know. But yeah, I guess it's kind of silly for me because I'm saying like, oh, I went through that too. Like I also fucking rapped about like zippity bibbity blibbity bibbity shit, you know, at one point. There is a song that is still out on the internet where I have the phrase, my bones are the highest lasting.
Right.
I wrote that. It's dumb. It doesn't make sense. It's bullshit. Like, I say my bones are the highest lasting. My phone, they've been wiretapping. Like, I've been there. I know what it's like. I'm just saying for people who are in it now who might listen to us, like, leave that behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I mean, okay, look. Ultimately, people go through different phases in art, whatever art you're engaging with, you know, whether it's you're an illustrator, a photographer, everybody goes through different phases, and it's no different for rap. You know, there's different phases, and it's like when you're a teenager, it's sort of like that awkward stage where you're probably the ugliest you're ever going to be in your life, in my opinion. You know, kids can look kind of cute, adults look full formed, teenagers that mid evolution, right? It's that Ivysaur.
Everyone's walking around looking like a Charmeleon, and it's real rough.
Yeah. Nobody wants Charmeleon to be their main, period. They're not like, yo, guy Charmeleon, I'm going to fucking make sure it never evolves past this. I love that head nub that it has, you know? No. And it's the same with like your progression in art as far as I see it. And when I see that kind of stuff, like the death to mumble rap, it's very funny. I'll give you that. It's very entertaining to watch because it's kind of like watching a car crash, right? That is like the lack of self-awareness. They even say things like, just because you rap fast doesn't mean that you rap, that you're saying something or that you rap good, you know, and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's funny, but at the same time, it's like, to me, when I see it, I'm just like, this looks like such a phase. It's just weird because most of those dudes are like older than us, so it is a little
I just
weird.
Like it's weird. I feel like Mac Lethal is especially. I know it's not that weird to see him there because like
he's from Kansas, right?
He's from Kansas, and he's like definitely got that Midwest. Like, I'm not gonna like take anything. I don't listen to Mac Lethal like at all. Like, I've never like been like, yo, let me put some Mac Lethal on. But like, I feel like he can rap. I feel like on that song, he didn't really do his thing, but like, I think that he has the technical ability and knows how to rap. I just think that sometimes he should sit back and say like, should I really do this song? Is this really good for me? Like in this moment, like, I don't know, maybe it was good for him. I'm sure that he gained fans from it, and that's cool. But like, maybe it's,
but you're in charge of paving your legacy. You're writing your story, and now that's part of his legacy.
Yeah, it's just so weird to me because I think a lot of those dudes, a lot of even like mumble rap dudes, if you want to, I hate the fucking term mumble rap, but like I feel like mumble rap is like some like pseudo racist shit anyway. But like saying that, I mean,
yeah.
But
yeah, I agree.
Like I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it too much, but it feels like to me like when people say mumble rap, I've never, it's been really hard unless you get really deep into the weird shit on SoundCloud. Yeah, I've never like listened to Future and been like, I don't know what he's saying. I never listened to Young Thug and be like, I don't get it. And I'm like, I
remember that phase when all Young Thug videos, people in the comments were like, yo, what is he even saying? What is like? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they'll put like subtitles under it, and it'll be like some like super articulate shit that like wasn't like not the lyrics, you know. And I was just like, wow, like
which is disrespectful.
It makes me feel like what white dude who doesn't listen to rap wrote this, you know. And I'm just like, it's imagine like you like Young Thug. Okay, Young Thug is a fucking genius. Okay, like in my opinion, Young Thug is like top tier artist. And I don't even mean, I say that with like no shred of irony. I think that he took a formula that was kind of like when like I think like Lil B, like rappers like that, like flipped rap on its head, and people realized like, oh shit, like you can do all this other shit that is not like the norm of rap. And then that man like turned his voice into an instrument. Like he really did some crazy shit. And even if you don't like it, I feel like it's important for rap music. That's my thing. Like I don't go around listening to Young Thug all the time, but like he fucking deserves the respect that he gets, in my opinion.
Yeah, and not every Young Thug song is great. There's plenty of trash Young Thug songs, but there's some amazing ones, and you can't deny that the man has incredible talent and, you know, has done things in a way that I feel like birthed these new, a lot of these new subgenres of hip hop that are very prevalent now in the mainstream.
Yeah.
So he's definitely an artist. You know,
I agree.
Definitely consider him someone who's worth all the praise.
And but, imagine doing that though, like making something and like kind of making a cultural impact that like makes waves of like a lot of rappers tried to sound like Thug after that, and that like birthed a new wave of rap music. Imagine doing that, and then like the joke being like, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying, and I'm just
furthermore, man, I mean, you make a great point. Imagine like stepping into the unknown and trying to do something no one's ever done before. You know, you are very likely going to be subject to ridicule. A lot of people will say, well, was it really all that different from what Future was doing? And it was clearly very inspired or derivative of like Lil Wayne's music around that time and the way that he was using the vocoder and all that. And everything is derivative, don't get me wrong, but what he was doing was, what Thug did was definitely very unique. It was a new direction. It's bold. And sometimes when you try to do something new, it doesn't always work and you fall flat on your face. But the courage that it takes to do something like that is very much praiseworthy in my eyes. And so then I see these fucking... I'm sorry. Again, I'm not a Mac Lethal fan. I've never really heard anything I like by him or any of those dudes that were rapping. I'm not really familiar with them. But I looked at it and I was like, they look like fucking idiots rapping in a way that's been rapped a million times before. They're literally just doing like the worst era Eminem flow. You know. That's literally it. That first guy in the video was even dressed like current era Eminem, or like, you know, at least just the previous era Eminem, and like the hand movements and gestures that he was doing and everything, and they're taking themselves too seriously, and it just that they're not elevating shit.
And my thing is like,
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you cannot end a genre by holding on to something that wasn't really great to begin with and has already existed for a while. If you're gonna end something, fucking innovate.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
I feel like, yeah, exactly. My feeling on this is, and I can just sum all this up right now. There was a person who like innovated the flow that they're doing. And like you could look at someone like Tech Nine, I think is especially like Mac Lethal, because they're from the same place, and it's like kind of like the norm there is to rap like that, that Midwest chopper flow. And when I think about it, I don't know if like Tech Nine was the first one to do that. I don't obviously, like there's a million people who rapped like that, but I think like every time I listen to something like that, I'm like, okay, I could just listen to like Tech Nine, like that someone who did it first and did it better. You know, I'm kind of like, okay, why, where do you, and I'm not like, dude, like, I'm not like acting like I'm doing anything like super innovative with the way I rap. There's nothing wrong with just making rap music. But if you're going to come out here and be critical.
But Bill, you're not out here saying like, yeah, you're going to end some sort of form of like the culture. to me, the culture is booming. It has so many facets and things to it, and you don't have to be happy with every corner of the culture. But to me, seeing it constantly expand and grow is what helps set it apart from genres of music like rock and roll that died out, you know? And to me, it's a beautiful thing. And the cultural aspect of hip hop was something that was unique to hip hop as opposed to a lot of other music genres, because it is a very much community-based thing, and it's not just the music and all that. And then seeing just a bunch of like, what to me looks like just a bunch of like fucking suburban white kids and just, I don't know, like more privileged dudes not innovating, shitting on something that's innovative that they don't like and claiming to try to end it whilst themselves not trying to innovate, you know? So to me, if you can rap like that if you like, and if you have an audience for that, then get your bag. But if you're doing nothing but spreading hate, if you're moving with hate, with no love in your heart, but your sole purpose is to talk shit, and then, you know, to fucking do something interesting. Like, you owe it to the audience at that point to do that. Bill's not out here. I feel, okay, my personal opinion, Bill is an innovator. He doesn't need to say it himself, but to me, a lot of his shit, I look at it, it's derivative of like native tongues and like that kind of era of music, and just like Def Jux and all that, and I see him as like the evolution of that. It makes sense, and what he's doing is amazing, and it's very personal. But even if you were to say like, well, I don't think it's very interesting or original in any way, you can't deny that Bill's not out here shitting on other genres of hip hop, right? You're not out here like trying to take someone else down or hate on somebody else getting bread, or because if you have the time to do that, then you don't have anything inside you that's worthy talking about. I never even think like, man, what can I fucking rap about other rappers? When most of my time I'm just like, my self-exploration is at the forefront of my art. And there's so many other things I can say that come from other places other than just like jealousy and hate. Because that's what it seems like to me a lot of this, you know?
I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture of things. Like, I think it is like what you're saying, like a jealousy and hate thing. I also think that, like, I mean, I feel like this is kind of, I don't like to like talk about like super, like, I don't like to talk about race on here too much because I feel like because
it's a lighthearted podcast for the most part. Yeah,
but
right?
I will say,
keep it light.
I will say though that there is some things that I feel like I've learned over the years, and I do feel like I am like a guest in rap music, but that doesn't mean that you're not welcome. Like, I do feel like there's been people of like all races and backgrounds that have been very welcoming to me in the community, and I think that people get that term twisted when they say like, oh, like you're a guest in the house. I think it's more just like, don't put your fucking shoes on the furniture. You know what I'm saying? You don't don't originally belong here. You're fucking you're a transplant in this situation. And I think that
you're a guest.
Yes, and I think that a lot of these rappers who, to me, okay, it feels like a lot of these dudes, and it's fine if you don't like this type of music, but to me, what it looks like is like, these are a bunch of dudes who are white dudes who don't have a lot of black friends. That's what it feels like.
One of them wasn't white. One of them wasn't white.
Yeah, I do want to point out.
But people know what we're talking about here. It comes more so from a place of privilege and class almost. You know?
Yeah, and I think that it feels like to me, like, oh, this is the type of rap music that I like and I came up on. And then there's this new thing that comes in that like clearly like minorities fuck with. And to me, it feels kind of like classist and almost sort of racist to devalue that or say that it's ignorant when like your being there is already kind of like you don't have a say in that. You don't have a say in like where the culture is going when you're not originally part of that culture. Like, you can have an opinion and you have every right to say it, but you also have every right to be criticized for it. And that's just how it is.
Especially if you're not doing anything to push the culture forward yourself.
Exactly.
Like, at that point,
exactly.
Like,
that's like what I'm getting at. And it just, to me, it feels just, it rubs me the wrong way. And I'm sure that someone will hear this and be like pissed off by it, but like, I don't really care, because it's just, I don't I feel like.
Well, that's the thing. I don't see how people can be pissed off. Again, we're not saying all white people or all middle class people or all this. We're not throwing. That's the thing. If anything, we're kind of doing the opposite of that in the sense that when people just kind of bunch shit together, like say, oh, all of this mumble rap or all of this blah blah blah, they're sort of ridding their analysis of all nuance. You know?
Yeah.
And by doing that, it's just disrespectful. And you're very much right about it. Every time there's been an evolution when Waka Flocka came in, or before that even Gucci and like all these, the South started becoming more like prominent, especially I would say Atlanta. You know?
Yeah.
There were definitely many phases. You know, when you're young, I don't think you should beat yourself up if you've gone through that era of like, well, this shit isn't as cool as the previous hip hop. It had more meaning and blah blah blah. And then, because I get it, you know, you're a kid and you're growing up on one thing, then something changes up and you don't know how to deal with it the first time. And then maybe you're watching interviews of like a lot of those backpack rappers that you look up to that aren't guests, that are they belong in the house of hip hop, and they're sharing their opinions that maybe are negative of the new evolution of shit, right? But they have the right to say it, you know. They have the right to that opinion. Whereas I feel like if you're not doing anything else, if you haven't paid your dues, or you're not pushing the envelope in any sort of way, you just have less room to talk about shit like that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Of course, everybody can express whatever their opinion is. But I do think your opinion is less valuable.
I do think so.
And that's all.
Well, yeah. And also, I just like, it feels like just like some weird hater shit too. Like I was just thinking about like what you had just said about people who are like outside of, that aren't outside of that, are in the culture, that are like critical of it. And it's fine to be like, it's weird, man. I don't want to tell people what to think, and like you can have opinions and stuff like that, but I was just thinking like how lame it looks. Like, okay, for example, I look at someone like A$AP Rock as being like one of the best writers of all time. Like, to me,
same.
Like I think that he was very innovative for the time and has like paved his own lane in rap music to where he can just kind of do what he wants to do forever, and people will probably still fuck with him. I put Doom in that same kind of category. Like this other rappers that LP, that like people that come that are very much innovators for their time, but also just classically good rappers, you know? And I look at these dudes and I'm just like imagining like A$AP Rock saying something about mumble rap, or Doom saying something about mumble rap. And like, it just seems so like weird and far-fetched and lame. And I just don't see, like, they wouldn't do that, you know, even if they had their opinions on it. Like, I don't know what A$AP Rock listens to. I'm probably not Young Thug, but like, you know, but like, it just feels like weird to make a public display against a big part of the culture. And like all of the people that I really look up to who are in that vein of like rapidy rap ass rappers, the idea of them doing that seems really lame to me. And I think it's lame personally, just to like, I mean, they're getting their bread, they're doing their thing. You don't have to enjoy it, you know?
And that's the thing. It's so weird to me that people like struggle to find their like place in hip hop. Because to me, hip hop just offers you all the creative space that you'll ever need. I feel blessed to have taken this route in my life since I was a kid, that's what I latched onto. Because there is plenty of room for people who want to make club music, people who want to make humorous music, people who just want to make people feel hard about themselves. Or, you know, like with most of my music, just like it's a very self-serving self-exploration, like a method of self-exploration. And I can exist in my world of hip-hop without ever stepping on the toes of anybody else, you know, just doing me. And I feel so fortunate that there's just endless possibilities. And if you're in the middle of that and all you can see as a choice for you is to go and hate on something within it without pushing it further, it's just like, I feel like you need to take a break. Reassess your values. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you just trying to get some clout because there's a lot of people on the internet that align with those views? And sort of clickbait. You know, I thought of that song as clickbait. Like just the title and everything, and it's very much clickbaity. And it's like, if that's what you want your legacy to be, your story, your path to be, then all power to you. But in my eyes, there are things that you can pursue that are more worthwhile.
Yeah, no, so, definitely. Yeah, for sure. And I also think that it's derivative in a sense of like a lot of that music comes to be. I mean, I don't know like all of this. I literally don't know any of the songs by any of those dudes that were on that song. But
I wish the song was at least good, you know? Like,
yeah.
Stupid,
but all those dudes,
at least if it were good, but it weren't.
I was gonna say like all those dudes are. If that is the type of music that they do, and that's pretty much as surface level as it is, then like I don't know. It comes to a point where it's just like, are you doing when you're making a song? Like when you're making a song and it's a song that's been done before, like the topic has been covered before. What are you going to do to like break new ground on that song? Right. That's how I look at it. Either you just have to be really good. Like you have to, your merit has to be, you have to tackle it in a way that is interesting, which I think a lot of people equate skill, or I don't even want to use the word skill. I think technical ability to being interesting. I think those are two different things. I think that you can be technically good at rapping and interesting. Like you can look at like someone like Earl who made interesting music with big rhyme schemes and then kind of later broke that down, you know, and kind of went in a different direction, which is almost more interesting than him just doing the same thing. You know, you could look at people like that and I'm like, okay, so it can be done. Like clearly it can be done. And I'm like, not just him, but there's like tons of rappers that are good at rapping who make interesting music. Like my point is, if like every song that you make is about like, man, like fuck this is real hip hop, then it's like, what are you saying? Where's the substance?
And you're
in
not
that?
saying anything interesting. You're not doing it in any new ways. Then you're literally doing the thing that you're criticizing. Everything sounding the same and being vapid. You know, that's exactly what you're doing. And actually, you just reminded me of something. I don't know if you've seen this, but Crooked Eye has a podcast / kind of YouTube show called Crook's Corner. And he recently had Eminem on. I don't know if you listened to that one.
I saw like 5 minutes of it, and then my phone died.
I listened to the whole thing while I was playing Minecraft with my girl. And there were some things that were brought up that I agreed with, but I was honestly like, not disappointed. I feel like I learned a lot about Eminem and why I feel like he struggles to evolve, you know, any further. And then again, I do feel like Eminem's paid his dues. I feel like the Marshall Mathers LP on its own is a valid enough reason to say like, look, this guy's a legend. He's been in the game for like nearly 30 years now. He's had his hits, he's had his misses, whatever, right? But he was talking with Crook and he made it really clear that to him, the polysyllabic rhyme schemes, the technical ability, those like wordplay punchlines, like which to me sometimes honestly just come across as corny dad jokes, right? It is what makes hip hop. And he says like, oh, and you know, you can have your top 10, but if you don't have like these people, or if you're not taking these things into consideration, then I don't take your top 10 seriously, right? Because he says like, to him it was more important than sometimes having meaning in a song. You know, he says sometimes he just want to rap, and he says, but that's what hip hop is. It's like wowing the other rappers, and it's like the technical ability. And I'm obviously I'm skimming through a lot of the details and the nuance that was sort of approached in the conversation. But overall, what I walked away with from that podcast understanding that to Eminem, the technical aspect is what matters most. But the way that he was phrasing it, honestly, what saddened me was that as if it's like sometimes it's like you have to have one and so you won't have the other, right? And then I look at people like A$AP Rock. Since we brought up A$AP Rock earlier, perfect example of somebody who does multis that are far more interesting than Eminem's multis. Don't start copy-pasting me like the 16-syllable rhyme schemes that M does. Aesop Rock uses words and bends rhymes in ways that is, to me, way more interesting. And it's like, oh, wow, he's not just repeating the same shit, like the same vocabulary over and over again. And again, I'm not saying Aesop Rock is better because he maybe has easier access to a thesaurus or something like that, or has more references that are kind of out there. No, it's just I find that the way he crafts the rhymes is better. The way that he delivers them doesn't sound like he's like really needs to use the fucking shitter and he's mad. And there's value to it beyond the... You know what I mean? It's just like sometimes like M just sounds like he really needs to use the toilet, but somebody's told him he has to rap in front of the toilet for like 5 minutes first before he's let in, and he's just pissed.
That's the stipulation is he has to rap for his toilet time.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it seems to me sometimes. Not always, but oftentimes. And then Aesop Rock, to me, he's got, in my opinion, better flow, more interesting delivery, better rhyme schemes, but so technically, I would say, to me, he's not that much different from Eminem. He might not have always just everything rhymes with the next thing, but sometimes he has done that too, you know? Listen to reports of a possible kidnapping. Listen to his verse there and tell me it's not technically impressive, not just the words, but just the way that he ties everything together and tells a narrative. And that's my next point. He's able to communicate a narrative. He's able to communicate emotions, feelings. He has... I listen to Aesop Rock songs back. It's because there's things I pick up on it that over and over again, like with, I guess more lightweight example would be Jay-Z. A lot of people say, oh, with Jay, like, you listen to Hova once, you're like, damn, that was dope. You listen to him second time, you pick up new things, and you do it again, third, you pick up more things. To me, Aesop Rock has been doing that better for a long time. And again, I love Hova. I love Hova. Yeah. But I'm just saying that's kind of like his thing. But then I also, as I listen to it, I also sometimes pick up on technical things I didn't pick up on before. To me, there doesn't seem to be a sacrifice of, the meaning of song has to take a backseat to the technical abilities or vice versa. To me, that's a sign of if you're trying to be one of these super technical rappers, which again, to me, that's not the end all be all personally, but if that is to you, I still feel like putting people like M on top of your list means that you probably haven't explored beyond that. Because Doom does crazy multis too. Yeah. There's plenty of people out there who do crazy multis and they don't sacrifice on the other qualities of their songs. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think I was just not mad. I was just perplexed as to how Eminem thought like those qualities were. The way he was talking about them oftentimes made it seem like as if he thought they were exclusive. And that one is more important than the other. In my opinion,
I think Eminem's window is weird.
I would prefer a song that doesn't have multis. I would prefer a song that doesn't have multis, but that touches me or hits me or means something to me, than a song that is just all multis and has no meaning. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, of course. And that's part of it is opinion, and I get that, but it's just like, oh God, I had a really good point and I just totally lost it. Where'd it go? Hold on. It's coming. Bad. It's coming. It's coming back. I'm going to leave this in.
Come back to
bed. I was going to say, fucking, it's gone. It'll come back later.
Okay, well, then I'll just kind of reiterate the point of and sometimes I like to listen to songs that aren't technically impressive, don't have any meaning, but they just sound great too. There's different reasons for different things. And to me, the technical aspect is very impressive and I love engaging it. If you listen to my music, I'm very heavy on polysyllabic rhyme schemes in a lot of my songs. Not all of my songs, but in a lot of my songs. But to me, that is like the least important thing. If I had like a pyramid that I built as for like what matters the most to me in a song, that's like at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
It's cool, but it is what it is.
I was going to say, I think that Eminem's window is probably weird. Like what he like. Okay. I think that I can understand why someone would not like Aesop Rock or Doom, based on.
For sure.
Like, I could understand that, like, the average listener... Okay, for example, like, my girlfriend, I use her as a gauge for, like, casual rap listeners. Okay, people who don't listen to it for maybe the same reasons that we do, you know, and I think that like I can play her like Aesop Rock or Doom, and like she likes them, but I don't think she would go out of her way. I've never heard her go out of her way to listen to either of them. You see what I'm saying? So I think that she's like the type of person that like I could look at through to the eyes of someone who is not super into rap the way that I am, you know, like she likes rap music. Obviously, it's like we listen to that and fucking bedroom pop all the time together. But like I think that there are aspects of like Aesop Rock and Doom that are like really complex and dense, and it's like you have to kind of sit down and like analyze them, and a lot of people don't like doing that, right? And that's fine. Like I think that that's a fair thing to not enjoy, you know. I think a lot of people like Eminem are kind of like that in a way. Like I think a lot of rap heads listen to Aesop Rock and their first thought, or even Doom, their first thought is like, what are they saying? Like they don't get it. Like it just goes over their head, which once again, fine. Like that's fine if it's just like not hitting for you immediately and you don't get it. Like that's, you know, I think that you're missing out because there's a whole bunch of...
if you are enjoying... Or even if you're enjoying those artists, but you don't know what they're talking about. So my girl is an example of someone, she listens to Doom and Aesop Rock on her own. She doesn't really listen particularly to the lyrics. She just loves how everything is put together, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, again, there's no shame in, like, not dissecting the lyrics of everything you ever listen to.
Yeah, of course. But what I'm getting at, though, is I look at someone like Eminem, and I think that his music is very straightforward. And it always has been. Like even at his peak when I consider him to be really good at rapping. It's always been very straightforward. I think that era of rap music was generally more straightforward, and the idea of adding
in the mainstream, at least,
yeah, of course. Like it seemed like that era of mainstream rap was very much, this is how I feel, this is why I felt it, and here it is. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to do this because I felt blank, and that is the song. You know what I mean? And there's like, I like that era of rap, and I think that that's cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with being like super straightforward. But if you were to put something that is like very subtle in front of them, when clearly they don't listen to that type of music, they're not going to like get it. It's not going to like hit the same way. I think that especially him, I know he's like a big fan of battle rap and like King of the Dot and stuff like that. And all that music is... There's dudes in King of the Dot that I fucking like their music. Like I listen to Geechee Gotti all the time. I think Geechee makes great music and he's a good battler. But I think that he's not trying that battle. Okay. Yeah, I've never really heard Arsenal's music like that. But like I like. I mean, there's like Shoddy Horror made some good stuff. Like,
Shoddy Horror is great.
Yeah. Fucking, I love the Drugs EP from like 2015. It's a really good one.
Body, toe tags, body.
Oh yeah. But that's just catchy and cool, and it's not like fucking. And he can rap his ass off. Like Shoddy can fucking rap. Like when I hear Shoddy rap, like especially when he did that one thing with what's his name, Charlie Sloth. I remember like being like, damn, like Eminem would eat this up. You know, he would love this.
Yeah, Eminem would love that.
But then when you listen to his records, it's not really like that because he knows, he's just like, okay, like this is a thing that's been done and like let's do something different, you know. And I think someone like Eminem, they don't listen to, they're just hung up, and it's fine. Like he's hung up on what he likes, and it's a very particular thing that I think that isn't really that hard to do. Maybe to me, because I rapped and I've rapped for so long, I look at that and I'm like, wow, that's like kind of easy. Like all of those things are like, if you set out to do it. And that was kind of the joke with the original tweet, was like, I'm doing all the things I'm making fun of very easily. Like I wrote it in like 3 minutes, and it was dumb, and I wasn't like trying to make it good, you know, but it was like a joke. And that was kind of the whole joke. And I think that's why it might have went over some people's heads, but that's why. And that's the thing that I can't understand about it though, is like, if anyone should know that it's easy, it will be Eminem. Do you see what I'm getting at? Right. Like he's like the guy who's like,
but to him is the punchlines. It was another thing that he brought up, but the punchlines were like, you know, he for instance, was kind of like surprised at the backlash with your booty's heavy duty like diarrhea line, right? He said it's like, yeah, I get it. It's not like the most mind-blowing line of all time, but it's like, it's funny and it's a punchline, right? And it's kind of like, well, it's like making a dad joke and then being like weirded out that people aren't laughing or people are like,
yeah. Well, I also think though, I've done some like really heavy analysis on that line. Okay. Because I remember being on the Rap Critic podcast, and that was like the thing that I kept bringing up because we reviewed Revival, and I kept bringing up that line, and I was just like, yo, like, how can y'all, oh, not y'all. Rap Critic was the only one that liked it. Yeah, like Muse didn't like it. And I was like, how can you defend it when like this exists on the album, like this y'all king, you know? And then I like kind of like analyzed it, and I was just like, if someone who was like actually funny, like they seemed like they had like funny delivery, said that bar, it would be like, obviously it's a fucking bad bar, but it could be funny if it was said the right way, if that makes any sense. Like clearly like, I don't take myself seriously, right? But the reason why it doesn't work at all on that song is because he's rapping it in a way that sounds like, yo, this is serious. Like, even if it is like a jokey kind of song, it sounds like he was like, yo, this is hard. Whereas like, I think that when you realize like, if you were to say a bad bar like that, and the joke is that it's a bad bar, you know, like in the context of the song, it makes sense, but not when you're like, this is clever, because it's not, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and I mean like, and if you really want to go in the direction of stupid butt jokes, Eminem's done better. I'm gonna give like an example of like an infamously hated line, which I think is just way funnier objectively.
Please do so.
On that song with Rihanna, it's a Rihanna song actually, and he says, "I'm the siren that you hear. I'm the butt police, and I'm looking at your rear." Like, it's
stupid.
It's so stupid, but it's funny. It's exactly. It's funny because it's so dumb. Whereas your booty's heavy duty's diarrhea is kind of like, it's not. You know how some dad puns or dad jokes are funny because how bad they are.
Yeah.
The heavy duty diarrhea line, it's like, it's on the cusp of that where it's like, it's not, like you can tell they're trying to be stupid funny, but it's just not funny. Like it's just dumb. But the rear one is creative enough like where I'm like, that shit made me fucking laugh the first time
well,
like
okay.
This grown ass man said that.
You know what it really sounds like to me? There's like levels to it. And imagine Eminem did not rap and he was a dad, but he still had all of these like thoughts in his head, and like these like dad jokes like came to him, and he's just like hanging out, and you know, like let's say he had a son and his son's there, and then like his friends are there, and then they're all like, they went to like Hooters, okay, and then he looks at a woman from far away, and then he says the rear line, right? Like as like a joke, you're like, yo, I'm the booty police. I'm looking at her rear, and then like everyone just fucking like laughs because it's stupid. But then if he said, her booty is heavy duty like diarrhea, that sounds like a fucking like really weird pickup line. Also, just like, why is it? Listen, man, let's talk for a second. Why is he equating like a gorgeous ass to like runny shit? Do you feel me? Like it's such a weird.
That's exactly it. It's just like it's a bad poop joke. It's a bad poopy joke. You know, like this is the kind of joke I would maybe laugh if you improvised it in the middle of a Game Grumps episode. You know. Not on the fucking song like when you're considered like I can't just, but if you're supposed to be one of the goats of rap, you're a legend with 3 decades in the game, and you say that on a song, and like, I mean, fine, but don't expect me to take it seriously or think it's funny or think it's got some value. Like there's stupid jokes that have value or hit harder. That one didn't. That one's just... No, you know? It's like I say, like a liar's pants, I'm on fire. Again, like there's no... What you gonna tell me that's like a hard ass... I write punchlines. I write punchlines way better than that if I need to. So if I can do it, within like a minute than Eminem can do it because he's got way more practice in. Surely he can sit there and think of something different, something that hits better.
I think also it's just like, I'm looking at this from a critical standpoint in the sense of like, I want to like Eminem. Like, I want him to put out a record and me be like, wow, this is good. Like there's a part of me that's rooting for him in a way, especially after, the Marshall Mathers LP2, and he has all these songs about him getting older, and it was kind of charming because it's like him talking about like, oh, I don't know how to fucking use an iPod. You know what I mean? Like that, that boomer ass energy is so funny to me. And I was fun. Like, that whole, I like that record. It was pretty good. And
Marshall Mathers LP2 was pretty good. But that's the thing. I think he needs to, like, first of all, stop singing. Possibly. Like, I know that he's had some good hooks, but if I had to get his album and it's like, oh, Rav, you're going to get 4 good hooks and 4 bad ones, I'd rather be like, all right, just don't have any Eminem hooks. Stop getting women to sing on your hooks. Stop getting anyone singing on your hooks. Stop it with the fucking singy hooks. They suck. You have a terrible ear for hooks. Stop it. Get fucking, you work with Alchemist. Alchemist is your DJ, your tour DJ is one of the greatest producers of all time.
Like,
get him to produce your album.
Just imagine this, okay? This is what I want from Eminem, and I know that like he's gonna want to make what he wants to make, and I think he has this like idea in his head of like, yo, if I get Ed Sheeran on this song, like people will like it, But like, if I would love to hear like an Alchemist produced full album from Eminem, don't have any features on it other than just fucking rappers, the people that he's trying to impress. Get fucking Black Thought on like every other song.
Get Black Thought, get Royce, get Royce, all the people that he can
get all these
with.
get all these fucking people on there, like fucking like diss Joe Budden again for some reason. I don't care what you do on the fucking album, okay? Just fucking rap. Try to do what you're doing, this rapidy rap ass shit over hard ass beats, And this is a man who's like very aware of like Griselda, And I look at like Griselda and I'm like, those dudes got it. Like they know what they're doing. Like,
and clearly Eminem understands that, right? Because he signed them. Like, Eminem's like a huge Griselda fan, and yet it's so weird how his music is like almost on the opposite. End,
it's
sonically.
Weird. It's so weird because he's clearly so like into that, and I'm like sitting here just like, how could you not like Alchemist or like any of those fucking dudes who made beats for Griselda? Like, how could you not hear that and be like, yo, I want to rap on that? Like, as soon as I hear Griselda
Eminem.
beats,
he has access to everyone. He could fucking probably call up No ID and be like, give me a beat. And No ID will give him a beat. He could hit up Madlib and be like, this guy knows about Madlib. He knew about Jay Dilla. Jay Dilla was blowing up in Detroit before Eminem was. Proof was like Eminem's and Jay Dilla's best friend, right? Eminem referenced Jay Dilla in in the latest Mike Tyson podcast, which I also listened to while I was playing Minecraft with my girl, because I'll listen to podcasts a lot. But he's familiar with these people. He knows that this music is out there. He knows he has all the access in the world, and he doesn't pursue it. I think, honestly, just even if you limit it just to Alchemist, and also like your manager, Paul Rosenberg, I don't know if he manages him anymore, but he manages, or at least used to manage, also Action Bronson and Danny Brown. These guys know how to make hooks. Get them on your hooks.
Yeah.
They'll fucking rap. Action Bronson will just like rap 4 bars over and over again and sound hard as hell. And it'll be a million times better than that white lady he always sings with.
I was going to say, I just wish I had the ability to do like what Action does. And he just like can go out there and like, you can tell it's like low effort, but he does it. It's like he could just be like, he could breathe. And it's just like, this sounds fucking hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just something about, I think he sounds like, hard. And like all these dudes like are like clearly in that. It's just, you know what it feels like to me? And I just now came to
him.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Like when you think about it, like he did open for him and like all this stuff. And like Danny Brown was on a song with him, that Detroit versus Everybody, right? Like he was on that.
They toured together. Eminem, Action Bronson, Danny Brown, and Slaughterhouse all toured together.
That's so weird because it's like, imagine it. It's like, I just now like came to this conclusion and I just don't understand how he could like be missing this. Is like, he is trying so hard to impress a demographic that does not give a fuck about the type of beats that he's rapping on or the type of hooks. Like he's so hard to be like, yo, I want to be the best fucking rapper. Like it's his thing is he wants to be a good fucking rapper. That's fine. Like if that's what you want to go all in on, then why do you have Ed Sheeran on your song? Why do you have songs with fucking, it's just like piano with major chords and you're rapping over it?
Yeah.
And like it doesn't make sense. Why is it just doesn't, it's like the formula doesn't make sense. If you really want to fucking impress those people, if you want to impress me, because I think Eminem, if he would like really sit down and like he had someone with him who was like, that line's trash, you know, like someone who like fucking sat there and was just like walking him through it, holding his hand through it in that kind of way, like, and be like, yo, think about this before you say it. If he were to do that and have like underground production or that style of production, have features that are more like angled at like these boom bappy heads that like he could make a great record, but I just don't see it happening with the way his taste.
Because I feel like maybe he does surround himself with yes men. I do think he's confused about what demographic he's trying to hit. I think he's in that like he's GOAT status, one of the best selling artists of all time. He needs to sell, so he feels like he needs to compromise maybe sonically on certain things. But honestly, Eminem, neither you nor the people around you know what a poppin' ass sound is supposed to sound like, because your last 4 or 5 albums, none of those songs to me were super commercially viable in a way that I think like that you'd be happy with if you took if you were from the outside looking in as a rap fan. Eminem is a rap fan. He loves hip hop above all else, and yet it's like he's just stuck in trying to like find this compromise of some sort to make his music work. When I agree, man. If he had just one, if he was in the same room as Danny Brown and Action Bronson, and they were just there listening to him, not even saying this is good or bad, like I wonder if he would write some of these corny ass lines. Because Action Bronson and Danny Brown, they write jokey rhymes, but it's actually funny. It's actually like it works. It's not. I don't know. With a lot of times with Eminem, it's just, I'm not saying all of it is trash, but sometimes it's just like overwhelming how like upsetting it is that this guy is supposed to be a legend and this is what he's saying. Yeah. And this is the kind of production he's rapping over. What the fuck is with this production? This doesn't make any goddamn sense for him.
I feel like even the there's moments where like on Kamikaze and the last record, where he's trying to rap over like trap beats, but it still feels like trap beats made from the outside. Like, I don't understand like you have so much access to everything. And it's just like, no one will turn down Eminem. Like no one will say no. As much shit as people talk, if Eminem came with that fucking check, like, they're fucking gonna do it. So I'm sitting here thinking like, get a fucking beat from fucking, I don't know, get some crazy shit. Get like Working on Dying or something weird. Why do the weird imitation? Why be the weird imitation of that? Why not just go to the source?
Bro, because you know why? Because Eminem probably hits these producers for beats. They probably give him packs, and he goes for the ones that sound the most like, him to him, right? Like, this is the closest to my style. And knowing Eminem, he's pretty hands-on with the production. Even the beats that he does get, he adds his own stuff. He removes certain things. He replaces certain drum sounds. And in the process of doing that, he ends up like ruining it. Eminem, another thing Crooked Eye said in the that fucking podcast was like, you know what makes me mad? When they bring up top 5, rapper producers of all time, nobody ever brings you up. How you feel about that? I wish I was in that room and just say like, well, of course they're not gonna fucking bring him up. Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Why would anyone bring Eminem up in that conversation?
Yeah,
LP belongs in that conversation.
Yeah.
A$AP Rock, Doom, Madlib. There's so many like people who, even Alchemist. Alchemist is a better rapper producer than Eminem is. If you're talking about the full package, Eminem's beats are trash. Don't talk to me about Lose Yourself and all these other things. He's had some successful songs. To me, Lose Yourself is fucking played out too. But like
I think that
he's not like a great beat maker.
My thought process on this is that like I think that there were definitely some like pretty trash Eminem beats, and he had some that were good, and he had like a signature sound at one point, right?
That's right, yeah.
And I remember it was very moody, kind of, they used the same chord progression a lot. Like it seemed like a lot of minor chords going into another minor chord.
Moment of Clarity by Jay-Z, The Cross by Nas, those kinds of songs, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it sounded to me kind of like just a moodier Dr. Dre. Like that type of beat, like the same kind of like almost like the explosive type drums. And then like he would put like strings, and like I think it was a vibe for a minute. Like there was definitely like a few songs that he had that were like pretty good, but like I think that it's so hard to have that conversation about him being like best rapper producer when there's people who like marketed themselves as rapper producers, and two, like Kanye exists. And I'm sorry, like
Kanye,
when you look
Q-Tip.
at someone like Kanye, Q-Tip, like all these people, fucking Doom, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you look at all these
LP,
LP, A$AP Rock, like he produced like one of his best records was like just solely produced by him, you know? And so I look at that and I'm just like, it's so easy to say, well, first of all, it's such a weird take. I think it's such an odd take, and it seems like he was just trying to like be cool and nice to him. Yeah. You know, and like I think he was just trying to say in a way, like, yo, you're an underrated producer. That's what he wanted to say. When you say it that way, it just seems like there's always this like weird hyperbole of just like it has to be like the most extreme of like, yo, when they talk about such and such, why don't they bring you up? You know, and I'm like, why does that have to be
best of all time? Yeah,
it doesn't have to be. You could just say like, yo, your beats are good. Like, that's all you have to say.
Right, you know? Bro, you know how many rappers, producers? I'm a rapper producer. Bill's a rapper producer. Square's a rapper producer. Era's a rapper producer. Roger's a rapper producer. Ashido's a rapper producer. Damn near everybody I know is a rapper producer. And Eminem's shit, again, you're right. You know what? He's had good moments. Let me not just say outright all of his shit was trash. That's not what I'm trying to imply. I'm just saying overall, no. Like, if you give me a beat pack of Eminem beats, I'm going to be like, yo, who's going to fucking listen to this? Who's going to fucking listen to this? And they have not stood the test of time. Jay Dilla's music stood the test of time. You could put on Jay Dilla, you could put on Q-Tip circa 91. And I'm going to be like, yes. Fucking, yo, give me another one. Give me another Q-Tip produced song, Q-Tip rapping on top of it. Give me another Tribe Called Quest song, you know? Give me another LP song from Funk Crusher Plus.
I just remembered, I don't want to interrupt you, but I remembered one really slap of a fucking Eminem beat because I was like, did he make this? I looked it up. Do you remember that song, I'm Supposed to Die Tonight by 50 Cent?
Loosely, yes. I remember the hook.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I like that song a lot, but I think that the beat was that was like the characteristic of everything that I like about Eminem's old production was like this, like, yeah. But sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you know, you're right. Eminem's produced, you know, and again, like Lose Yourself. Personally, I don't find that production credible. I find that it's like it's like I could see why people really fucking with that song. I get it. I personally find it like the beat, whatever. But I know that he did things I did like. I loved Till I Collapse, you know? I thought that was a dope thing that he did. But then I also hated like the real Slim Shady. I thought that shit was garbage.
Did he make that beat?
And then I don't know.
Let me look that up. Hold on.
It was either him or one of his producers. Like the Bass Brothers or whatever. Whatever they were called.
I'm about to look it up really quick because I'm interested. Okay, no.
Moment of Clarity is good.
The real Slim Shady was produced by Melman and Dr. Dre.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that
Well,
weird?
that song's trash. That is weird. I mean, yeah. At the same time, it's not too weird. Again, I was never one of those people that thought every Dr. Dre beat is incredible. You know.
No.
I do think most of the NWA era, Chronic era beats, 2001 era beats, are fantastic, but not all of them. The Way I Am, that was an Eminem produced one, right? That's probably I would say that's the best to me. Because it's so unique, that song is so unique and in a good way. Where it's like, yeah, nothing sounds like that. And I remember when I was hearing it, it's like I was associating almost like a shade in my head with Eminem. It was just like, wow, like this, nobody's made music like this. Nobody sounds like that, and it's good. He's in his fucking pocket. The Way I Am is an incredible song to this day. Will I bump it on a daily? Probably not. But I really appreciate what he did, and I can't take away that was just like, that's incredible.
I am
just so
whatever you say I am. If I was, that is a good song.
It's simplistic, but it works. You know, those bells fucking chiming and shit, and the piano fucking back and forth like a very simple chord, but it's tight. I fuck with. Okay, so not all of Eminem's beats trash. I'm just saying overall, I feel like there's a reason why people don't bring Eminem into that conversation. As you said, we have people like Kanye West and Q-Tip and LP. Just those three people alone, for instance, is a good enough reason to be like, Eminem just doesn't belong in that conversation. Because production-wise, he's just never hit those same highs and consistency.
Dude.
But you
listen.
know, that's it, man. Fuck all that noise. Eminem, just make a fucking album with The Alchemist, please. Let him be the executive producer, or like give it to someone else to like be in charge of it.
I feel like Al would not allow him to be trash.
You're probably
Dude, you're probably right.
Dude, you're probably right wing.
Listen, don't bring up my voting history just because I voted for Romney.